Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I bid to our viewers for today's webinar session, whether our viewers are from Malaysia or from international viewers. If you are if you are international viewers, it would be of great benefit if you could comment on the comment section of our YouTube for today and tell us where you are from. So thank you for joining in today's webinar session. So our webinar today will be about augmented reality, AR, as well as virtual reality, VR, in classrooms, which is organized by our Ministry of Education with partnership from Cikgootube Johor, as well as SK Taman Bukit Indah and Microsoft Showcase Schools for 2020 until 2021. So our live session today will be from 4 p.m. until 5 p.m. with our presenter from Egypt, Miss OMNIA Ismail. Okay, I would like to ask our viewers for today to kindly subscribe to our Cikgootube Johor YouTube, where you will have access to a lot of webinars from DELIMA, which stands for our Digital Educational Learning Initiative Malaysia, as well as EduTech. So for now, we already have like around 3.2K subscribers. So we are hoping to get more subscribers to get information. So I would like to ask permission from our international viewers to speak in Malay for the purpose of addressing our Malaysian viewers for today. Okay, jadi untuk persediaan sesi webinar bagi semua penonton untuk hari ini, diminta supaya komputer atau telefon pintar anda berada dalam keadaan yang baik dan mempunyai sumber kuasa yang cukup serta mempunyai capaian internet yang stabil. Jika perlu menggunakan headphone untuk kualiti audio yang lebih baik, sila do so. Okay, seterusnya peringatan mesra, semasa sesi berlangsung, penonton boleh mengajukan soalan di ruangan chat pada YouTube. Kemudian soalan chat pada ruangan chat akan dipilih secara rawak untuk dijawab oleh penceramah. Sesi soal jawab rasmi akan dibuka 10 minit sebelum sesi berakhir. Okay, untuk isi maklumat peribadi dalam Google Form, para penonton diminta untuk menjawab 5 soalan kuis mudah bagi melayakkan anda untuk mendapatkan sijil. Selepas submit, tolong jangan terus tutup form sebab akan ada pautan kehadiran SPL KPM, terutamanya untuk guru-guru KPM. Okay, pautan borang akan diberikan pada ruangan chat. Tempoh yang anda diberikan hanyalah 1 jam selepas tamat sesi perkongsian webinar. So ini adalah kita punya sijil. So syarat utama untuk menerima sijil, anda perlu melengkapkan borang maklum balas. Kemudian perlu menjawab kuis dengan mendapat markah 60%, kurang-kurangnya 3 soalan perlu betul daripada 5 soalan. Dan anda perlu mendaftar kehadiran pada SPL KPM. Okay, jikalau tidak dapat mendapatkan sijil di email, mungkin boleh semak dan muat turun di kios e-sijil webinar JPN. Baiklah, sebelum kita mula sesi perkongsian kita pada hari ini bersama dengan penceramah daripada Mesir, suka untuk saya webinar DELIMA yang ke-9 iaitu R menggunakan Kahoot dengan presenter kita Cikgu Yu Koi Hui yang akan berlangsung pada tarikh 23 November 2020 iaitu pada Isnin 2.30 petang hingga 3.30 petang. Baiklah, tanpa membuang masa, suka untuk saya perkenalkan kita punya presenter untuk hari ini. Okay, presenter kita pada hari ini, saya akan perkenalkan. I'm going to start introducing our presenter for today. In terms of her profile, Miss OMNIA Ismail is an MIE expert and trainer at Microsoft Education based in Alexandria, Egypt. In terms of educational background, she studied English literature at the Faculty of Education in Alexandria University, and Miss OMNIA is currently working as the head of EduTech department at Mansoura College of International Schools, and she is the ambassador for the CoSpaces Edu Kid-friendly 3D creation and coding. Hello, Miss OMNIA.
Hello, nice to meet you today.
Nice to meet you. What time is it over there actually?
It's 10 p.m. now. 10 a.m. sorry.
Okay. 10,
Yeah, in the
okay, 10 a.m. So good morning to our Egyptian viewers. Here it is 4 p.m. Okay, so without wasting any more time, I guess I will pass the session to Miss Omnia to tell us a little bit more about augmented reality as well as virtual reality.
Okay, it's my pleasure to accept your invitations to talk about augmented reality and virtual reality today. At the beginning, I'd like to share my screen with you. Just at the beginning, to differentiate between augmented reality and virtual reality. If I want to talk about augmented reality, of course, I'll talk about MergeCube. It's the new trend the last 2 years in the Middle East, I think. Everyone is talking about merge cubes, and can you see it's just a black cube with certain codes in it. When you scan it with your mobile phone or tablet with a back camera, with a certain apps related to this company, you get lots of things on this cube. As you can see in this picture, you can see the whale here or shark and the anatomy of each part on it. So MergeCube started as a toy, but the teachers tried to turn it to something educational. So the company moved in these directions for all educations. So all you have to do is to get this MergeCube, as you can see here. You can find its template on if you search for it, just write MergeCube on Google. Okay, MergeCube template, paper template. If it's not available in your stores, as like here in Egypt, and you download it and you cut it here, as you can see, and fold it as a cube, and download many of MergeCube's apps. As you can see, we're having Mr. Body, we're having Galactic, showing the, let me show you here. So this app is called Mr. Body. It show you all the parts of the body. So you can see just the black cube in my hand, and I scan it with my mobile phone. And that's how you see all the parts of the body. So the students got more engaged in your session because they think they are holding the heart in their hands and they're getting information about each part of it. It's really a great way of teaching. And also having another app here is called AR, medical AR. So it's showing some certain parts of the body the same. And the other one here, I want to show it to you, it's a museum. So you can have a museum in your class. Yeah, the masterpieces all over the world can be in your class. And the most famous one, Galactic Explorer, as you can see, the solar system, and all the kids love it, starting from KG1 till secondary, they love this app. So to see the solar system on the palm of their hands or in their class, they get more and more excited about it. So that's what we call augmented reality, if you want to talk about augmented reality. So the MergeCube app is the best one to do it. One of the great things that I'm proud of doing this is to have a MergeCube in a Sway. Sway, of course, is one of Office 365 apps. You can use it to integrate anything inside it. So all I have done is that I use 3D Paint, and I made a MergeCube in 3D Paint and uploaded to Sketchfab and get their embed link here in this way. So I can share it with my students in remote learning. So they're having here a MergeCube and they can scan it with any app that I send it to them. So let's watch it in this video. So as you can see, I have this way in my OneNote and I scan it with my mobile phone, and that's why I get. So you can share this way with your students or insert it on your OneNote to make your OneNote 3D, or to make your OneNote has the augmented reality options. So if I want to share certain items with my students, I send this way for them at home, and I send the link of the app, and of course, it has been followed with the worksheets. So they tell me their worksheets or assignment, what have they watched, what they have learned from this app, and they may get more information about the solar system or the planets or the orbits around them. So it's a very interesting and new way of learning for our students, especially nowadays if they are staying at home and feeling bored. So this one will be more enjoyable for them. Again, Mr. Body. So that's from inside the OneNote itself. So when I started using MergeCube, of course, because I'm an English teacher, so I didn't found lots of things that helping my subjects. So I was searching for another app that may help me to design my own lesson. So I found CoSpaces Edu. It's a great website. And of course, if you're using Windows 10, you can download it from the App Store like this. It helps me a lot to create an AR or a VR environment for my students. If we are talking about the virtual reality, it means that the students has to put on or wear, as you can see here, this picture, a VR headset or goggles, and he is completely unaware of what's happening in real words. That's why he should take care of safety rules that if he's putting on the VR glasses, he has to be in a place without any obstacles, and there is nothing around him, so not to be get any accidents. What I like about this app that you can create 360 tours inside it. If you have 360 images, or you can create stories. You can have museums, games, simulations. So it's really focused on the 21st century skills like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, digital literacy, and communications, because you may create your own class on it and have more than one student working on the same project. Let you see now when I join this website. First, when you join it, you go for basics. So not everything will be, not all the features of the website will be allowed for you to view it. If you want to get a free trial for the pro trial here, I'm going to share with you my pro trial. So this pro trial will help you to upgrade your account for a month and try all the features of CoSpaces account. So you have to type it to upgrade your account. Let's have the interface of the website. As you can see, you're having here a gallery, and the gallery is divided for main categories. So you are having STEM and coding, social sciences, marker spaces and arts, and the languages and literatures. And it has each category has lots of free CoSpaces that you can use it. Can you see this sign? This plus signs means that you can use it and remix it. So it's a template for you to use it if you are a beginner and don't know how to code or how to create your own. And if you see this one, this means because CoSpaces is integrated with the MergeCube. So if you have a MergeCube, you can watch it. So in order to view your CoSpace, download it on your mobile phone and scan it with your MergeCube. So this is a MergeCube CoSpace, and this one is a VR CoSpace if it doesn't have the sign of the MergeCube. As you can see, you have Roman house here. You can create a zoo, a stories, lots of, really, it's unleash your creativity and your students too. If I want to create a class for my students, it's very easy to create a class here. So I have created many classes for my students. And how can I make my students join this class? As the main question for many educators and teachers, should my student have an email? No. CoSpaces is amazing about this part. So you only share this code with your students. So when he join, so here from register, he will have to say that he is a student and doesn't have to have an email and will only share this code. So he'll type this code. So I can copy this code and share it with my students in OneNote or Teams or whatever. And they can enter as a class easily without an email. That's amazing about it.
Would you,
And of course, yeah.
Miss Omnia, would you encourage the use of this CoSpaces Edu website for young learners, or is it suitable
Yeah.
all across ages?
Yeah, it's very suitable for young learners. If they start with 6 or 7 years, I'll tell you why. He can create just very simple things, and they get very happy with the things they have created. So I'm gonna show you. I have an online course with some of my students, and one of them was only 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's his. So we're having here assignment. You can create assignment for your students, and this is their free play. And he has created all of these things. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So this is the first thing. It's a template for the student to introduce themselves at the beginning of the year, as you can see. So very simply, he didn't build all these things, by the way. Only he's done. He has inserted his photo, changes here the words. So it's a template, and all you do is change the words and the sentences. Correct. So I've applied for you.
So if we were to distinguish between AR and VR, what would be the keyword there?
As the keywords, as the augmented reality, as I showed you here in the MergeCube app. So it's like this. You are having your mobile phone, and all you can see the rest of the room as usual, but only what makes it change is what can you see through the apps that you have installed on your mobile. So I've installed MergeCube app on my mobile phone and scanned the MergeCube with it. So I see any change on the screen of my tablet or mobile phone. But for the VR, I have to wear the VR headsets or Googles.
Right.
So I separately, I separated from the real world. I can see nothing excepting what I watch from my VR Googles. So that's the main difference in a very simple way. Okay. So this CoSpace, this one is VR, by the way. So this is a VR one. So he's telling us about his favorite food. So when I share it with anyone, okay, if I share this one, so I'll have to do it only to put on his VR glasses to watch it. So as you can see, this could be a good start for my students at the beginning of the year. So that's why I'm saying CoSpace is very great for young learners, especially for remote learning. So we're gonna love it. And here's the CoSpaces that I have created myself. So I'm going to give you ideas of what I've created in different subjects. So can I have a story using CoSpace? Yeah, I can create my own stories. Like this one, I love it more. It's about William Shakespeare's famous plays. So if I want to introduce literature for my class, of course, I'm going to talk about William Shakespeare. So I've created the very simple thing. So of course you can watch this on the MergeCube. That's how it looks like from the app. If you want to watch it, I have a YouTube. Sorry. If I'm holding, yes. If I'm holding the MergeCube on my hand, that's how it looks like.
Right.
Yeah. So the students love to watch this, especially if you connect your mobile phone to the projector. So each one is a fun to watch it.
It's almost like watching a movie.
Yeah. So in this way, I have introduced the very famous scenes in 4 plays by Shakespeare to my class in a very easy way. So instead of telling them lots of things and talking about lots of things, of course, I can create a game for them. For example, like this one. So one of the great things about CoSpace is help you to have a quiz. So they can choose their favorite character. This one is created on the MergeCube too. So last year I used with my students in the class contest. It was a competition with them, so they have a quiz and have to put in their VR and try to answer the questions correctly. So we're having having sense of suspense here.
Miss Omnia, would it be possible for you to address a question right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Merge Cube is what category is it under? Markerless AR or marker-based AR? That was from one of our viewers.
It's AR.
So markerless AR or marker-based AR? That was the question.
What do you mean by markless?
So I would have to ask our viewers about that. So
Yeah.
it's AR. That's what you're saying right now, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. There's another question here. Where can the viewer find Merge Cube if she wants to embed it in OneNote or Sway?
Okay, I have a Sway here. I can share it with you if you want. Share it with you now. It's ready to use it in your class. So I'll give you the link in the chat so you can share it with them.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Embedded in their OneNote or just send it to their students. Okay, let's go back to the CoSpace and start now to create a CoSpace. When I click on create here, there's a new option here that you can get a free template to use it as a beginning, like the one that I've showed you all about me for the student to introduce themselves, or having here something about COVID-19, multi-diorama, and large gallery. By the way, I have created an art gallery for my students, a VR one, and they love it. And if you are having 360 images, that will be great for your school, for a certain place, and you can integrate objects from or characters from CoSpace inside the 360 objects. And the last things here, and the most easiest things, is to create something on the MergeCube itself. So I'm going to start with the MergeCube here. That's an empty one, as you can see. It's a virtual MergeCube. And when I right click on it, he's telling me that I can change its material, which means I have different textures on it. Or I can change the color itself. It's according to your imagination or your story. And you can change also its opacity if you want it to be visible 100% or less in your story too. What about using the MergeCube as a box or doing something inside it? So at this time, you'll choose view inside. So if I choose view inside, as you can see, I can insert any characters inside the merge cube itself. So let's what can you see here? Also, we're having here scenes. So you can create more than one scene for your story. It doesn't have to put everything or every your characters in just one place. You can divide it into scenes. And from here too, you get all the items that you inserted in your scene in this item. The library, and the library has lots, and it has diversity now because we're having characters wearing glasses. We have thin and fat characters, babies. And what I like it more about it, that we're having jobs. So if I'm introducing jobs for my class, find different jobs here, historical ones, and others, like here. Have a pirate, knight, Santa Claus. So if I want to insert any of them, just drag and drop them here. Having here also animals, land and water and air, nature, transport, and each item of these items has got its own animations. So it's not just a 3D model that I can insert it. No, it has animations, it has move. You can open the door, close them, and move them anywhere. Have here different items, housing. So I want to create any part of my home or school. I'll find it here. You can build, and you may have a text, 3D text here, or you have a sign or a simple text. So it's really helpful. I love it more. And we can upload images or 3D models, and you have an internal web search here for anything. So if I want to insert the image of the sun, and I prefer to write inside it transparent. So everything to include it here, it's better to have a transparent background. So transparent. Having here a transparent sun, as you can see it. Of course, you can record your own voices or upload them. So let's see what can I do with these items. If you click on any item, so I'll hide this one. Okay, so I'm having here my main character. Can you see? So I can scale it, make it bigger or smaller as I like. That's the first thing. I can hold it up and down, rotate it in any directions that I want it. So this is very easy for us to do it, and for young learners too. If I'm talking about a young learner, so simply I'm talking about sunny days. So I ask him to attach, to get the picture of the sun and attach it on each side of the merge cube to create a very simple objects. So as you can see here, I wrote in the search of images, sun. I can type here moon, for example, transparent too. And I ask my student to attach it to the merge cube. So right click, you'll find here attach. And after I attach it, from the other side, the other picture, so I scale it to make it bigger and attach it here. So, and from the other sizes, if each side I can do the same. So now my student has finished his project. Maybe if I click on play now, So that's a project for young learner, for a 6 or 7 year young learner can do this. I think it's very easy to do it. And maybe he can write at the top from the library. You can type in the search, instead of looking for a thing in each category, you can type in the search, what would you like to do? So I'll choose text. I prefer to use 3D text, and right click on it. That's things that you do with any text. From the text here, instead of APC, write sun and moon. And here you get it above here. Your merge cube, move it. Of course, you can change the color for materials as we have done with the merge cube itself. Make it green, for example. So this could be the easiest projects for even teachers if want to make a very quick thing for their students. What about the characters that I have inserted here? What can I do with this? So I can do simple things. This could be the student himself, and he can change his name. If his name is Adam, for example. And from speech, he can say, hello, my name is Adam. Or I can make him thinking of something. That's how it looks like. What about animations? So all of have done now, I do it without coding, with zero coding. So I have used speech. I can use animations here to change his reactions. Could be aggressive, confused, clapping, sad, laugh, make him sad. That's how it looks like. And what about postures? He may be kneeling, pointing at something, ride a bike. I can make him ride a bike or ride a horse. Okay, let's make him ride a horse. So I go to the library now and type horse. So of course we're having two different types of horses. We're having a historical one, and I'll attach him to the horse. So I click on attach at the back of the horse. Now he's riding a horse. So now my students, maybe he's talking about his favorite animal or favorite sports that he like riding horses. So that's a very easy one even for teachers to do it. Other things that I can do with my own character is going to material, change the color of his eyes, hair, skin, clothes. What if I want my own character to speak or do or have a dialogue or a conversation between two characters? Now I have to move to coding in this one. So the first thing, I want this boy to go around the merge cube. So simply from here, from the library, from special, I will choose this one, this path, round path, and make it bigger, move it. And now we'll get to the most important thing. If you want to code anything, click on the item first and activate using CoBlocks. And of course, I can choose the name of any item. So if I have a story and I want everyone to know this character is Adam, I right click and from code, I choose show name. So what about the horse itself? The horse, of course, I'll make him using CoBlocks the same. From coding here. You'll have here two types of coding. You're having script and you're having CoBlocks. This is means JavaScript. If you are good at using it, use it. But I think it's advanced level. If you are still beginners, we use CoBlocks from here. And you are having here lots of categories that you can use. The simplest things to do here, just to type in the search, what would you like to do? So what I like to do is to move on the path. So I write here path. So simply you get the code. Move Adam on round path in 5 seconds. You can make it 6 seconds or 1 second. You can change it as you like. And now click on play. Let's see how it look like. So what happened now? What can you see? Only Adam is moving. Why? I didn't choose the horse. So they're supposed to be just one item now. Let's click again.
Right.
But what I feel is that the horse itself is not moving. Sorry, let's go back. So that's very simple details that you added to your merge cube or your CoSpace, make it looks better. So that means that I have to go to actions and set animation of the horse itself. So the animation of the horse should be running. Choose horse and choose animations, run. So now if I click on play, it will look better. What can you see? The horse is running now. The next step, I want Adam himself to speak. So if I add the voices of my students, it makes the merge cube perfect. So recorded using your mobile phone, it's okay. If you came here from upload and click on sound and choose record, start recording now. Hello, my name is Adam. And my advice for you is to name each record. So Adam 1, save. From code here, I'll choose sound. So as you can see here, just type what you want to do. And choose Adam 1 and wait until finish. So he won't play any code until they finish the sound of my recording. So if I make Adam talking, I think I should set animation of his laps as if he's talking. So set animation of Adam here, I'll choose from actions and choose talk. And while having here talking angry or excited or neutral, you choose according to your own situations. So let's click on play. Hello, my name is Adam. So because I put the sound at the end. Of course, you can change to make it at the beginning here as you like. So it's very easy to drag and drop and even delete any code from here. Hello, my name is Adam. So I started talking first, then I start running. That's a very easy one to do with my students. What about if I want to create a game for my students? I'll move to another thing and create a VR or AR CoSpace. So from here, the first thing that you use it is merge cube. Now I'm going to use 3D environment. I'll choose an empty one. So nothing in my scene. And so I'm going to start with environment. Environment here is help you to have a floor image and background sound. And here have different types of environments according to your own imaginations and your storyboard. So it could be in the desert, in the sea, in mountains, in the city, at night, or in the morning, as you like. So if I choose one like this one, so how it looks like, it's great. And you have a new option here, having filters. It's really helpful if you wanted to make it like a dream, or make it a flashback to the past. And from adding background sound, I can add anything from my device. So adding background sound, added the voices of my students, caring about each detail in my scene. It's very helpful, really. So I can here start adding my own character. I choose any character to add it here. And the most important thing in 3D environment is the camera. So as you can see, the camera is very important. So I try to put all my characters in front of the camera, and I can move my cameras. So let's go to the setting of my camera. Of course, you can code the camera in the call blocks to make it move in certain places as you like, and you can insert more than one camera in your code space. That's a good thing. You can make your camera speak. And from camera here, you can make the camera walk as if someone is walking, or have it in a fixed position, make it fly, or orbit around the person itself or the items as you like. So if I click on play here, now I'm testing my camera. Yeah. Can you hear the background sound?
Yeah.
From here. And so each time you put in item, please click on play to view the camera and see if it's in the right place for you or not. So I can now make a quiz for my students from coding. So if this is telling a story or a game, foregone call blocks, and type from here text, will make something excited for you here, having a story. So the story, a girl in the city, for example, or this is a game, a girl in the city. And you can add an image. It will be great to have an image for your story, and you write here more game instructions. So help others to know what should they do in their game. Click on play, that will your audience see at the beginning. So a girl in the city, are having instructions here how to play the game, and we'll make very simple thing. We'll go to choices here, and we are having another one is called quiz. Let's start with the quiz. So if I have a question here, how many planets in the solar system, for example, okay, and you have answer number 1, 6, answer number 2, 8. Can I add another answer? Of course, you can add more options from here. Let's make it bigger. Add answer 9. And from here, you have to choose which answer is correct. So if I said number 2 is the correct answers. So what will happen if the answer is correct? I can add prizes for my students if the answers in a correct way. So let's me see if they answers in a correct way. Maybe they get coins, maybe they get prizes. Yeah, if they are talking about a farm, maybe they get their favorite animals here. So let's see, he'll get a cow if he answers in the right way. So I'll put here the cow and make its opacity from materials 0. You'll see how. And from code, using code blocks, of course, here. So no one can see the cow because it's a prize. And from here, choose opacity. Set opacity of cow to 100%. So if he answered correctly, he will get the cow now to add it to his collection in the farm. So click on play. Of course, can do it in different ways, collecting coins, collecting maybe things that he needs, and he will be upgraded to different levels. According my story can or my game could be different games. So here from play. That's the game with the instructions. I got the question now. If I answer it correctly, it will be green, and I get the cow. And this is the other questions. So that's the main aim. So I have created a very easy game to my own class and helping my own class to do the same. Let's make you here see a game that I have created for my class. One of my students, he liked haunted houses. So I helped him to create a haunted house, and he became the first CoSpaces Ambassador student in Egypt. And this project has more than 10,000 views. So
Wow.
I can share here to make you see it. This was a competition for the whole class. So we get question, as you can see here, the number of views and number of remixes.
What exactly is meant by remix there?
Remixes that you can use it as a template. So you take it and make your own edits on it. So you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to start from the beginning.
So almost like you remake somebody else's template.
Yeah, if he is allowed to allow his CoSpace to be remixed, you can do it. So it's very simple here. He has created different rooms. This is different levels of his games. And in each room, you have to answer correctly all the questions to get the chest of the treasure chest at the end. And all of these are questions related to the syllabus itself. So this is about English. You can change it. By the way, you can remix it and change it into any subject that would you like. And the codes here is that he has used is very simple. As you can see, playing, sound, weight, nothing complicated at all. I click on play to make you watch it. It's something scary.
Welcome to MMC Prep Haunted House.
Of course, it will be better if you are wearing your VR headset.
Answer the questions to pass the levels and get the treasure chest. Rewrite the following sentence using the words in brackets. Number 1, I know information about...
So if you answer correctly, you get the key, as you can see. Click on the key.
I'm busy sit the sea. I'm busy think
to
of
move
me.
to another room.
Make continents to be. I'm busy sit the sea.
Having here lots of rats. So in order to make all these rats disappear, you have to answer the question correctly.
Sit the sea is a or am. A, personification.
So level 2 is about poetry.
Use the words that give the same meaning. Interesting, captivating, enchanting. A.
So when you answer correctly, they disappear. Of course, the student get more scared when they are wearing the VR headsets, viewing all these scary animals.
I am Dracula.
It's
And you
interesting
move,
that they are the developers.
yeah, you move for, it's very easy. So I'm telling you, these students only in grade 7 have done this.
Mhm.
So why can't we do it and encourage our students to do the same? Even art. So people will say art can be used. No, it can. You can create a VR gallery for your students if they are at home now and they can't come at school and watch their own masterpieces that they have done during the holiday. So why don't you encourage them and have a VR gallery for them? So we'll be very happy to watch their own masterpieces VR too. And I even has created a co-space for the KG students, but they watch it on the MergeCube about going shopping with their mommies. It's in Arabic, by the way. Yeah, and they, so as you can see here, this our gallery. So we're having a music in the background. This is a very simple one. If you are going to introduce letters for your own students, so only have a letter here and the doctors, the doctor, and hospital. Where does he work? He works in a hospital. So a good way to introducing letters for and jobs for your own students too. So I'm giving you more and more ideas. This one was about the market, going shoppings. So here we have different places to go. So they will learn how to go shopping with their mommies. As you can see, most of these things are only pictures.
محتاجة زيت وسكر ودقيق وشاي.
ماما نسيت الرز والمكرونة.
So students learn in a different way, and we need to make them more and more engaged. And we have to cope with technology nowadays, especially most of our students are at home and feeling bored. Trying to make things different for them and encourage them to do the same. Okay, if you have any questions for me.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got quite a lot of questions given in the comment section here. If I were to pick randomly right now, so first question for you today for the question and answer session. After we created VR in CoSpaces Edu website, can we save the VR in a video form, or do we just share the code and give it to students so that the students will see what we have created?
You can do the same, the two things. So I can make a screen recording of my video using the app itself on my mobile phone, and I can share the link with them. So I can do the same. Two things that I can do it for my students. And the best way for me is to give them the link so they can try it themselves by the VR.
Okay, right. So another question from one of our viewers. Do we need to install the CoSpace Edu website before we give the code to students?
Yeah, you have to install it.
So if I were to
on your-
just rephrase that. Okay.
To
Okay,
view
so
it, if you
students
are
have to
to install it on your mobile phone. Just for viewing. For coding and for creating, you use your laptop or PC.
All right. Okay. Probably a few more questions. For is there any Google app for AR?
Google Apps.
Apps for AR.
There are lots of Google Apps for AR. It's according to the subject. So we're having Google Expeditions, and we're having 3D viewer or view my streets if you want to share something 360 for your students from all over the world. Yeah, you have lots of, it's according to the subject itself. So if you're talking about science, history, you are talking about math, geometry, so you'll find lots of things.
Okay, so probably one more question here. The materials that we have in the gallery CoSpace, can we edit it according to the content that we want?
Yeah, if they are remixable, as I said before, if you find the plus sign next to anything, means you can use it as a template and edit it as you like.
All right. Okay, so those are among the questions that we have received so far. So thank you to Miss OMNIA for the very interesting sharing session that we have had. Is there any last words that you would like to tell our viewers regarding augmented reality and virtual reality?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for the invitations. I'm very happy to be with you today. And my advice for all teachers, don't say it's difficult for me. I don't like technology. It's very hard. I'm afraid to be embarrassed in front of my students. No, it's very easy to use it. You don't have to had a very I'm an English teacher, by the way. I know nothing about coding. I just start to teach myself. So start, because that's what the students love to do it. If they go out with their families, they went to places to try VR anywhere. And I have tried with many classes and with different ages. And that's my advice for you. That's what my students or any students look for in the school.
Thank you very much for that very meaningful piece of advice, because it's all about the attitude that we have as teachers in developing students' learning, right? Okay, so I would like to remind our viewers for today, please fill in the forms, borang kehadiran maklum balas, in order for you to retrieve the certificate untuk dapatkan sijil. Okay, so thank you very much, Miss OMNIA, for the very fruitful session, because we are usually familiar with the use of AR and VR in games, but in terms of the educational context, it still probably needs more exposure. So thank you for that exposure that you have given us for today.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure as well. Okay, so terima kasih kepada para penonton. Thank you to all our viewers for today for joining. So please make sure that you fill in the form and have a good day for today. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Miss OMNIA.
Bye.